All right. Am I live? I don't know. I don't know what the lag time is. I'm going to refresh on my other screen so I can see when I'm going live. Ah, I see myself. Hey, Sandy. Okay. Hey, Christina. Hey, girl. I'm going to call you after all of this. We haven't talked today. I'm going to give it, I don't know how long people are giving it. I'm going to give it just a couple, maybe like a minute and a half. I know how this works. Are you good, Christina? Are you like, I'm going to call you later because we haven't talked like all day. Actually, like in a day and a half. That's unusual for us. So, hey, Alyssa. Hey, girl. Hey. All right, I need to ask, I don't know if y'all saw my post. I have a drink in hand. If you have a drink in hand, you know, it's happy hour. Let's do this. It's Friday night. Type in the comments. Let me know what you're drinking, and we can have a drink together. Cheers. I've got my fancy DIY sparkle glass. Yes, margaritas on deck. How did I know that's what you had, girl? You stay with some tequila. All right, this is totally overstimulating because I like can see my face really big right here to the right, but I wanted to make sure that I could see comments and all that good stuff too. So I'm gonna focus straight ahead though. Sandy, if you don't, I do. Oh, you do? Clink. Sandy, yes, Clink Chardonnay. I'm drinking a little bit of rosé, you know, and I had to top it off with a little Moscato because my rosé, I was like, I'm not going to get through this whole thing on that one glass. So I don't know if you can even mix the two, but I just did. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started and get this conversation going. Alyssa, tequila and fresh lime juice with a smidge of honey. I'm here for that. Honey in your tequila and your lime juice. Okay, I'm going to try that. Christina, take a note of that. The next time we get together and do some margaritas together, let's throw some honey in there. I like that. All right, so let's get started, shall we? Sandy's like, what? Yes, I really wish these were on Zoom so that we could like see each other's faces. It's the only thing about band that, you know, band is awesome, but on Friday night, like you just want to see folks, you know? So, well, and then maybe not because I've been on work calls literally like all week and half today. So anyway, let's shift because it is Friday night. Hopefully for most of us, that means that we have a weekend ahead. We have had just an amazing week of classes in mindset. Y'all, like I've been watching I knew the classes were going to be amazing. Like that was a given in my book. Like no doubt, no question that all of the talent in the classes that were happening this week were going to be so fire. But what's been most unexpected is all of these mindset talks. And I've watched pretty much I think I've watched all of them. I have to go back and finish watching Tara's. But you guys, I don't know about you, but like it really filled me up. Like really filled me up. And to the point where I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have picked this like Friday night time slot to come on here and try to inspire folks because everything has been, I don't want to say everything, but so much has been said and so much. When I think back to even listening to how Stephanie kicked us off and telling us to be cobras and think of ourselves as beautiful cobras shedding our skin and evolving, like that had me hype the whole week, the entire week. Stephanie, I don't know if you're on here yet. If you watch this, just know that like I'm visualizing myself as a snake and thank you for that. Hey, Quandi. I inspire that you're so sweet. Girl, that class today, I had commit on my monitor and trying to like do work on my screen, and I was so distracted. I had like this call with a VP, and I'm supposed to be like engaged with him, and I low-key like see y'all on the screen over here. I got to go back and watch the front half of that class. But Alyssa, you almost bought a snake leg. Like, I'm thinking about getting it tattooed. Like, I don't know. Anyway. All right. Focus. So, see, this is why I shouldn't have started the wine before the talk. But we're here now. So, what are we going to do? All right. So, hey, Molly. Y'all, this is hard because you're seeing people and it's as if, like, they're walking into the room with you and you feel like you have to acknowledge them, right? Like that's weird if you don't acknowledge the people that are coming in the room. Anyway, focus, Sylvia. All right. So what I want to talk to you all today or tonight, this evening, wherever you are, Quandi, it's still afternoon, I think, where you are, and Molly, is I want to talk about choosing inspiration. And when I say choosing inspiration, you know, that's something that I've kind of was very careful with even how I phrased that. Because, you know, when you think about inspiration, a lot of times people are like, oh, I just walk out and I just see these things and they inspire me. And that could happen and does happen. But I believe that, you know, inspiration is a choice, and we choose how and where and when we get inspired. And I'll unpack that a little bit more. Ugh, unpack, that's such a corporate term. Sorry. Fridays are hard to transition from work mode to like fun weekend mode. So yeah, let's unpack it, says the corporate chick. So I want to talk to you guys about choosing inspiration and how allowing yourself to be inspired by others can literally change your life and can take you out of a place that you're not trying to be in, can propel you towards a place that you're trying to go. But the key word that I really want you guys to lean in on is allowing yourself to be inspired. Don't let inspiration just happen to you all the time. You know, you have to put yourself in a place where you're allowing yourself to be inspired. So before I really dive in, I don't want to just assume that people know who I am and know a little bit about my story and why even it makes sense for me to be talking to you guys right now. But I'm a 46-year-old woman. I just turned 46 about 2-3 weeks ago. Alyssa and I, you know, all that February Aquarian energy that you've been feeling, I get to share that with Alyssa every year. So happy birthday to all my February babies. But yes, 46 years old, 46 years young. Yeah, Quandi, I heard your talk about words, and I know how much words matter. So yes, 46 years young. I am a wife, and I've been married almost 19 years to my husband, Andre. I am a mother of a 13-year-old son. And for those of you all that may have gone on the Dance Fitness Cruise, you know Lucas. He was the one that has like no shame on the dance floor. Wonder where he gets that from. Not me. But you guys probably would not even recognize Lucas right now, because over the last year, he's grown so much. Like his voice is deeper. There's hair in places. Like it's crazy. So, but mom to Lucas, he's about to be in high school next year. Other things that I am. So I shared with you guys, I have a full-time corporate job. I am a corporate America person, woman, business professional, all that stuff. Actually love working in the corporate world. It challenges me in ways that that I never thought I would be challenged in, it also opens my eyes up to the way the world really is, right? Like corporate America is rough, y'all. It's rough. There's a lot of smiling, you know, and not a whole lot behind that. And you really learn a lot about yourself, and where to draw inspiration from to get where you want to go. So that's another part of me, corporate America. I am also a fitness instructor. So I teach Commit Dance Fitness. I am AFA certified, and so I teach other group fitness classes. I teach boot camp. I've been licensed in Mixed Fit and Zumba and Turn Up, and I mean, y'all, I love instructor trainings, and I love learning more and getting inspired. Like, talk about inspiration. I'm gonna throw that word around a lot. I mean, y'all, I got it tattooed on my body, the word inspired. Okay, so that's how serious I am about inspiration. But yes, so I didn't mean to unveil that. Did I just unveil that? I don't know. So that was a birthday gift. So yes, so I'm a fitness instructor, and then I also have these side hustles, these passion projects, these things that have been like burning space in my gut. I did, Christina, I did, right? I didn't do it like you did it though, but yes. And so I have this little community that I'm growing, and I don't know where it's going to go. Like that's the reality of it. I don't know where it's going to go. All I know is that I feel really strongly and passionately about inspiring people, and specifically inspiring busy people, because I'm a busy person, right? And I know a lot of you that are looking at this, you're busy as well. And busy being moms, sisters, daughters, friends, you know, creators of fitness formats, like whatever your busy is. Sometimes it's hard to find inspiration because you're just so damn busy. So yeah, so my Hustle Inspired to me is this space and this place for busy women, busy people, to know that it's okay to be busy. You can get inspired by hustle. You can get inspired by other people that are going for it, that are fearless, that are failing forward, that are doing all of those things. Like, that stuff gets me jazzed. And so I wanted to create a community that highlights the people that are out there doing the work. Because at the end of the day, that's the only way you get results with just about anything in life. You've got to do the work. And sometimes the work is not easy, and sometimes the work is not fun, and sometimes the work leaves you completely exhausted. But it's all about like, what's the end game? You know, where are you trying to go? So I want to share a little bit about my story. And so a big part of my story leads me into talking about choosing inspiration. And so follow along with me. I might share things with some of you that you may not even know about me. But for most of the people that I met on the Dance Fitness Cruise 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, I don't even know, I've lost track. I was in a really, really hard, difficult time in my life. And I've always kind of kept the smile, because I feel like that's just how that was the coping mechanism to push through things. You just keep the smile, you keep it going, keep your head down. Hey, Steph. I'm a Cobra. Woo! So when I first went on that cruise, one, I was terrified. One, because I'd never been on a cruise before, so I had a gazillion questions. Two, I had just come off of two of probably the most difficult and challenging years of my life, of my marriage. And so for those of you that don't know, my husband has a lot of medical issues. He's type 1 diabetic, has been so his whole life. If you know anything about diabetes, you know that it can be somewhat of a progressive disease, and there's just a lot of really nasty side effects and things that happen. And, you know, I've always known this about him, and my husband has always been very active and very strong, and, you know, and so in my mind, you know, when I said those vows, like for better, for worse, in sickness and in health, like, y'all, if you're not married yet, when you say those words, they're for real, you know, and they need to be for real. Because what we experienced as a couple, like, you know, I never in a million years, when I spoke those words on August 17th, 2002, never thought that I would be living those out real life. So with my husband's medical issues, and I'm not going to give you all the details because that's a whole nother topic and conversation. And we really are focused on inspiration. But my husband in September of 2016 had his right leg amputated, and it came as a result of a infection that had developed in his foot. It had gone on for a really long time. We had tried all sorts of things. It was hard. And to see your mate, your spouse, your person that is your person deal with that, and then you have to become that person's strength, that person's rock, that person's inspiration so that they stay motivated. It was everything that I had in me to do that, and to watch my husband go through that, and to be there for my son and help him understand it, because at the time he was only like 7, 8 years old. So going through that time was really hard. Fast forward even 2 years after that, knowing that diabetes is a bit of a progressive disease, my husband got really sick again, and ended up learning that he basically was losing his kidney function, and that he was going to have to go on dialysis. So I'm not going to go into all the details of what dialysis is, but I can tell you that it's not anything that we really wanted to do, but that's what we needed to do to get him well and to get him feeling better, so that we can hopefully find him a kidney one day, which he is on the kidney list. So if you know anybody with an extra kidney, holler. So like, all of that was happening in my life, and it wasn't, I mean, just in the 3 minutes that I explained it, that was probably about 3 years of our life. And so we made decisions that my husband wouldn't work anymore, because it was just, he was just physically not, it just didn't make sense. So I became the primary breadwinner of our family, and primary caregiver, to be honest, in a lot of ways, until we really figured out how to get him well. And so when I stepped on that cruise a couple of years ago with my husband, that was huge for us. We had gone through so much as a couple, and didn't ever think that we would be able to vacation and go places and all of that, based on what we'd been through. So anyway, so I stepped foot on that cruise, and, you know, my husband was excited as well. We had a phenomenal time, and I just started meeting all of these people on this cruise, and they were so energetic and so good at what they did, and so just on fire. And if any of y'all have been in this experience, you know, like, we don't even, I mean, we got like a secret handshake. I don't know, like, when you know, you know. And it was at that time, in meeting those people, that I just started getting my light back again, because in the midst of all of that happened with my husband, I gained so much weight. I was running through the drive-thru all the time. I had horrible eating habits. I had stepped away from working out. Like, I was trying to, because, you know, I grew up being an athlete, and I enjoy working out and I enjoy exercise, but I just was completely depleted, uninspired, only focused on what I could do to care and take care of everything around me. I need a drink. Y'all should drink one too. So y'all are probably halfway through your first glass. Anyway, so when I stepped on that cruise, I was fighting to find me again. And I caught glimpses of that when I was on that cruise. I met people that didn't even know me and were trying to get to know me. People that enjoyed the things that I enjoyed. People that understood that it was, you know, how important fitness is. And they helped inspire me to reignite how important fitness is and should be in my life. So, yeah. So as I'm entering, so at that time, I was just entered my 40s, kind of going through all of this transition. And I really, really, really felt like that experience in meeting those people were the inspiration that I needed to continue living my life. And yeah, so, all right. So with that, I want to admit something. And part of that is, so after I got off that experience, I started stalking all of these people. Tansy, Ryan, Tara, all of these people, like just stalking them. I'm like, what is it about them? What are they doing in their lives that is giving them all this energy, that is giving them all of this? I don't know. And I'm like, here I am, this 40-plus-year-old woman looking at all of these people that are very different than me. And, but they had something that I wanted that was missing from my life. And so at that point, that's where I started choosing to be inspired by these people, because I could have very easily been like, you know what? Tara Romano, I'm never going to have legs like her. What does she know? She's like works for this, you know, really great, successful network marketing company. Like, what do I have in common? How in the world could I be, you know, inspired by her? Like, her life is not attainable to me. That was the thinking that I was having. Or, you know, like, I don't know, like Sarah Placencia, like, okay, who is this girl that is like super fit? I don't even think she's human half the time with some of the things that she does, like literally levitates at moments. Like, y'all know what I'm talking about with Sarah. And I'm like, how could I possibly how could I possibly have anything in common with her? Like, her life is not my life. She doesn't know me, you know? And so, yeah, so I was surrounded by all of these people that had just tremendous talent and tremendous gifts and were sharing them with us. And I reached a point where I had to make a decision. And I'm like, okay, I've been led to these people for a reason. And I need to stop telling myself, well, I can never do that. I could never be that. I don't look like her. My booty will never look like Sarah's. My legs will never look like Tara's. I will never be able to kick my legs like Ryan Grovey. Like, those were the thoughts that were in my head. But I had to make a pivot because I knew the more that my husband started getting better, I knew that was my opportunity for me to come back to me. And I needed to figure out how I was going to allow myself to be inspired. I think it's crack. Whatever's crack, yes, it probably is crack. Amen. We definitely attracted them in for a reason. Yeah. So anyway, so let's fast forward a little bit. That's a little bit about my journey, and like, y'all, that's just like a snippet of it. Because when I tell you it was probably the darkest and hardest and most difficult and most out of body experience that I've had thus far in my 46 years, it was going through those times. It was going through those times where I doubted everything about myself. I doubted everything about the choices I've made. I doubted Like the doctors, did they know what they were doing to make my husband better? I questioned if I was going to be able to go on if something happened to my husband. Like, it was dark, so dark. And so when these people started coming into my life, it was the decision that I had to make. How can I allow myself to be inspired by these people? How do I choose inspiration? So, transparent moment, okay? Let me read. Christina, you are amazing. God gave you the strength to handle everything with so much grace. Thank you. The reason why they have energy is crack. They're on that good stuff. Yo, somebody dial me up. Give me some of that good stuff. I probably know the good stuff for some of y'all, just knowing what you do on the side. But I think it's because these are just really awesome people. So transparent moment, okay? Fast forward to a couple weeks ago or whatever, and Alyssa reaches out to me and she's like, hey, Sylvia, can you do a mindset talk? Like, we had talked about this event and bringing all these just incredible instructors together. And she's like, can you do a mindset talk? And then I saw the flyer and I'm looking at it and I'm like, I see Tansy. I see Ryan Crovey. I see Tara Romano. I see Quandi. I see Sarah. I see Stephanie. I see Caressa. Who did I miss? I see Dee. I see Joanna. And these are all people that have inspired me in ways that I have never even probably vocalized to any of them. Which I guess I kind of get that opportunity to do that now. And one thing I really don't like is that there's not a timer on band. So I feel like I could probably sit here and talk for 3 hours. Please don't let me talk that long. I realize it's about 8:15, so I'm gonna try to wrap this up here shortly. But but yeah, so I see myself on that flyer and, total transparency, like all the imposter, I'm not good enough, why me? I'm not teaching a master class. I can teach a class because I am a fitness instructor, but gosh, like, I can't be up next to Tansy teaching a class. What are you talking about? Like, Quandi and I mean, no. And then I started hearing voices, y'all. I started hearing voices. And y'all want to know the voices that I heard? So after I got over the fact that I was going to be in this lineup, I started hearing Quandi say, I got this. You got this. We got this. I started hearing that. Like, I started hearing Tansy tell me to boss up. It might be kind of messy. You're going to have to figure it out, but boss up. I started hearing Tara tell me I am enough. Just love on myself. I'm enough. I'm enough right here. I started hearing Stephanie tell me to breathe. I started hearing Stephanie tell me to get out of my own way. And I heard Stephanie tell me I'm a snake, but that came later. I heard Joanna just say, be a good human, okay? Be a good human. That's what people want. We just want good humans, right? And Joanna reminds me to bring my swag. So, that's why I got my Black Women Glow Different the top on, my earrings that Michelle, the awesome Michelle, made me. Joanna, I tried to bring my swag tonight. I heard Caressa telling me to love myself and love every inch of myself and love my hair and love my nails and love my skin and love my body. That's what I heard from Caressa. I heard Sarah, y'all, in her goofy, fun-loving way. I heard Sarah tell me to keep showing up and be consistent. I heard Dee telling me to do you, boo. Who cares what other people think? Do you. Do whatever you want. People are going to love you for who you are. Do you, boo. I heard Ryan in my head telling me to go big. Okay. Ryan goes big. Like Ryan has the highest. I've never in my life seen somebody jump as high as Ryan Grovey and kick his legs as high as Ryan Grovey. He reminded me, the voice that he was telling me is go big. Just go big. Go for it. And finally, I heard Alyssa. I heard Alyssa's voice just telling me to be confident AF, okay? And that I do belong on the flyer, and that I am part of this community that we've all built. So that's the inspiration that I allowed myself to have as being a part of this group. So you guys, something that I learned in just kind of preparing for this time. So we all know what inspiration means, right? Like it's the ability, or the technical definition is to fill someone with the urge or ability to do or feel something. That's, we know what that means, inspire. The other definition is what really kind of caught me in my tracks, and that is to breathe in. So think about the word inspire means to breathe in. What are you taking in? What are you inspiring? I know that's so literal, but you know how you sometimes just have things that like trigger a thought? And so I hung on that. What am I allowing to breathe in to my life? What am I inspiring? We perspire when we sweat. But what are we inspire? What are we allowing? What are we breathing in? And so, so that's a question that I challenge you with, and you can think about it now, you can think about it later. What are you breathing in from the people around you? What is inspiring? What are you inspiring from the people around you? And hang on that thought for a minute, because for me, a lot of things became very clear when I started looking at that. Because if you're surrounding yourself with people that fill you up, with people that support you, with people that are doing the things that you want to do and being successful or failing at it, but teaching you lessons along the way, that's who is inspiring you. That's who you want to breathe in. You want to breathe in those people that are going big. You want to breathe in those people that are consistent. You want to breathe in all of that. And that's how you allow yourself to be inspired. There is a flip side though, right? So we can breathe in things that aren't good for us, right? Mm-hmm. We can breathe in, social media. I'm not going to go there, but like we know social media can be a trap. Social media, we can get in the scroll world and breathe in. Think of all the things that we're breathing in. And is that inspiring to us? I hope y'all are following me. I don't know if I'm connecting the dots, but know that the heart behind inspire is to breathe in, and being so intentional about what you're breathing in is how you continue to allow inspiration to show up in your life. So one of the biggest lessons that I think that I've learned over, thank you, Alyssa. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. One of the biggest lessons and the hardest lessons that I have learned over the past couple of years, and this may not be new news to you, but sometimes it helps when somebody else tells it to you. I've had to breathe out a lot. I don't know what's the expire, perspire, I don't know. I'll have to go back and figure out what the word to breathe out is. But that's the hardest part. In order to allow yourself to be inspired and to take in true inspiration, you've got to breathe out the things that are not serving you and are not meant for you. Christina, I know you're on here and you're on the call, and we talk a lot about like, hey, that's just not meant for me. It's not meant for me. I'm breathing it out. I don't need it in my life, because I need to make room in my existence for the things I need to breathe in. And y'all, if you are constantly breathing in from the people that you surround yourself with, from the circles that you're in, from the social media that you look at, like, you'll never need an oxygen tank, right? You'll never need oxygen. But that's how it feels, right? When we're not taking in and breathing in the right things, it feels like we're out of breath. It feels like we can't breathe. Doesn't that all make sense? I don't know. It just made sense to me the more I started thinking about it. So, you guys, I'm going to start to kind of wind down. But, you know, I think that, you know, the point around allowing yourself and choosing to be inspired is all within your control. It's all within your existence and who you allow to breathe into your life. And who you allow to breathe out, you know, like, and there's no finite start and stop to any of this. You know, you can block, mute, unfollow, delete, scroll past, swipe right, swipe left, whatever you need to do to move that energy out, to breathe out. Do it, because you want to inspire and seek inspiration. You want to be breathed into. That's not even right. Y'all know what I mean. So real quick, if you ever watch any of the talks I do, like in my Hustle Inspired community, I like to give like 5 tips or 3 tips or whatever. It's very social media influencer-y of me, but I'm gonna give it to you. So there's 5 things that if you'd want to jot these down, if you want to rewrite these, bliggity block, yes, block, delete, control alt, no, don't even control alt delete, because that starts it back up. Like, just delete and shut down, power off. There you go. Yes, in social media and in real life, Christina, amen. And yeah, I tell you, some of the biggest growth I've had is when I unfollowed people on social media. Could totally breathe again. The inspiration just came back. So, all right, you guys, here's the good stuff, okay? Allowing yourself to be inspired is a powerful, powerful thing. There is no greater feeling than when you get around a group of people that are just as inspired, and it's like the ideas keep flowing, the energy keeps flowing. Like I live for that. I live for that. Maybe not everyone, and maybe everyone is kind of on the spectrum, but man, I get fired up when I'm around people that are fired up, you know? Being inspired is powerful, but it's not easy. It's not a matter of just walking out and, you know, things just falling into your lap. No, you got to seek it out. You got to find people. You've got to navigate your own territories to get you to that place where you have created that space of inspiration. Alyssa, all our spaces should be safe spaces that include social media. Absolutely. Social media, I love social media. It's taken me some time, and it's taken a constant, intentional effort on my end to make my social media what I want it to be, what I want to inspire, what I want to breathe in. All those people, anyone, just a tip, like, if you're on social media and you come across a post and you feel anything but joy and happiness, delete it, delete them, mute them, whatever. Like, if your initial response or reaction to something is not positive and encouraging, delete it. Like, you really don't need it. You don't have the FOMO. The FOMO, who cares, you know? All right. Y'all, I'm getting so worthy. And I barely even drank my wine. All right. So here's my 5 things I want to leave you guys with. And these are just ways that you can work towards choosing inspiration in your life. The first thing is, take the time to really understand what inspires you. I can tell you what inspires me. I'm inspired by energy. I'm inspired by grit. I'm inspired by people that hustle. I'm inspired by people that keep their word and do what they say they're going to do. I'm inspired by people that are loving and that care about others. Like, I could go on, but I've learned that's what inspires me. So when I'm seeking inspiration, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for people that love on other people. I'm looking for people that have a lot of energy. I'm looking for people that are busy like me, but they're doing it. They're killing it. Like, that's inspiring to me. And you know, that might not be the case for you. You might see this person over there that's killing it, and she's doing all this, and she's got all these businesses, and you're like, that looks like hell to me. Like, I don't want that life. That person's not meant to inspire you. You know, don't seek that kind of person. Or if you see that and you're like, she's doing too much. No, that's not meant for you. She's not meant for you, or he, or whatever. But, so yes, take the time to know what inspires you. And then that's where you start when you're seeking that out in others. And it's out there, you guys. It's out there. Create an environment that inspires you. So if you guys see like the background here, this is like my home office that I work in. And when COVID hit, it was just like, oh, we're in this, you know? So I went from going to my corporate office and my desk every day to having to figure out how I was going to make the space around me that I needed to be productive and creative, inspirational to me. So I love to surround myself with all things inspiration. I have and I'll show you, I just flashed the beginning of the year, I made instead of a vision board, I made a vision box. And Christina, I still have mine. It's actually what my laptop sits on. But y'all, it's full of all the things that inspire me, and I get to see it every single day. So create an environment where you have inspirational triggers around you every day. The third thing is, know that inspiration comes in many shapes and forms. And so going back to my experience on the cruise, where I was like, yeah, like how am I, a 40-plus-year-old Black woman, mom, wife, going to be inspired by some 20-something, you know, fitness guru that, you know, is single and living her best life? Like, y'all, it goes back to knowing what inspires me. And so what I learned, that it doesn't matter. Our demographics are not what makes us connected from an inspiration standpoint. Like, yeah, I'm always curious, like, how are moms doing it? You know, because you do, as a mom, you do have different responsibilities. As a wife, you have different responsibilities. But also single people have different responsibilities too. So there is some inspiration by seeing like others that are doing it. But we really miss out on a lot when we totally discredit the ability to be inspired by somebody that is not like us. And so that is a challenge from me to you. Like, just don't write somebody off because you think their life looks different than you. They may have the same qualities that you're looking for, and you need to allow yourself to be inspired by people that are not like you. The next one, yes. So also know that there's seasons to inspiration. And by seasons, I mean, sometimes you can be really, really inspired by someone or something, and then that season ends. Maybe the qualities or what you were seeking out of that person or out of that experience or out of that thing, maybe it's just changed. Maybe it's sunset, you know? And so it's okay that if the things that used to inspire you or the people that used to inspire you no longer inspire you. Like, that's okay. Breathe that out, you know, because there's probably someone else that's in the season that you need them to be in that's going to be there to inspire you. And that is not, it's not a personal thing. It's a knowing what you need. putting your needs first and going and actively seeking that out. So just know, inspiration has seasons. The last thing is that allow other people to be inspired by you. And this is probably my biggest lesson, because I was very guarded about my story. I was very guarded about sharing who I am, where I've been, and even things like I posted on my Instagram. By the way, follow me at She Is Hustle Inspired on Instagram. That was really bad. But I posted today about wearing crop tops. Okay, y'all, why are women so in their head about wearing crop tops? I'm 46 years old. I will wear a crop top any given day. It's taken me a process to get there, but yeah, like I started sharing about how I enjoy and appreciate wearing crop tops, and I just started getting messages from people saying, yeah, you know, I've really wanted to, but ... Y'all, you know, like, your story can be inspiring to other people. And I think the more I have understood how sharing my story inspires others, that's just allowed me to take in more inspiration from other people. So that's pretty much all I have. I guess I want to end. I wish I had like some like hard-hitting quote or whatever. I don't know. I didn't have time to look any of that up. But yes, put it on. Put it on. This is what I want you to leave you guys with. And I want you guys to make me a promise that you will do this. And if you do it, you don't have to tell me you do it. I want to know if you did it. It'll make me feel really good just to know that somebody's doing this, and hopefully it spreads. But number one, I want you to be open, and I want you to say those words. If you're an affirmation kind of person, which I think all of you that are on here are, just say to yourself, I am opening myself, or I am open to allowing myself to be inspired by others. I am open to allowing myself to be inspired by others. And then, so that's the affirmation. Write that down, say it, put it on your Post-it note, Quandi, I don't know. And then the next thing that I want you guys to do is I want you to tell, you can tell at least one person, or if it's several people, tell somebody that has inspired you, tell them that they inspire you. Use those words. I want you to say, Alyssa, you inspire me because you are somebody that tells the world that they can be exactly who they want to be. And that just changes my world. That changes how I view myself. It is so important. I listened to and I don't know why I have Quandi's talk on the brain because I just watched hers this afternoon. But she talks so much about how words matter. And so it's not enough to shoot somebody a text. Don't shoot somebody a text and tell them that they inspire you. Don't do that. Because they need to hear your voice and they need to know you mean it. And text can be interpreted in so many different ways. But I want you guys to tell someone that they inspire you and tell them why. And see what happens. Y'all, cheers, cheers, cheers. Bitch, don't make me cry. Alyssa, I have loved your growth with allowing people to be inspired by you. I remember being at an event and you not wanting to share your story, and now you help encourage and teach others. You are not going to make me cry. You are not going to make me cry. Yeah. I'm really, really appreciative of you, Alyssa. I know we've had just our offline conversations, and I'm so happy that this became a thing, And it was exactly what all of us needed. And so I appreciate your vision and your persistence in making this happen. And Christina, I know you're done with your drink, girl. You're probably waiting for me to finish up so that you can go make another one. But yeah, I'm just, so grateful to be a part of this. And if you're watching this on the replay, y'all make sure that you donate. Or maybe you've donated to already get in. I don't know. Alyssa, I don't know what the process was fully. But anyway, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Stay inspired. Yeah. And so now I'm going to try to end this thing and be like the person that's like, how do you end this thing? Because I really don't know. How do I end this thing? Probably with the X. All right. Anybody need a picture? They donated already, but please share and tell your friends to donate. Girl, I went crazy in my stories today, and I will continue to do that. I don't have the schedule in front of me. I think, is it Tansy tomorrow? I'm not sure who's on the lineup tomorrow, but it's been fire all week long. It's been fire all week long, and it's made me so, like, sad. Sarah and Tansy. Mindset Sarah and Tansy. Oh, we already know Tansy's going to shut it down. So, yeah. Well, it's been great. If anybody wants a picture, here it is. That's awkward. All right, y'all. I love you guys. Thank you so much. And peace out. And I hope that my screenshot is not some weird, like, jacked up version of my face. Anyway. All right. Love y'all. Bye.